Holy heck, we just got out of the Sydney premiere of Atomic Blonde. This is Charlize Theron's action adventure. Who knows what's going to happen? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Just wait around and check it out. Set in 1989, the Berlin Wall's about to go down. David Hasselhoff is about to stand up on top of the Berlin Wall and sing his heart out. But before that happens, Charlize Theron is on the search for a list that contains the names of spies, cover agents, undercover cops, undercover FBI agents, undercover CIA people, just a shitload of people, and people want this list. Everybody, the KGB, the FBI, the MI6, the CIA, John Goodman.
David Hasselhoff wants to.
I'm sure he does at one point. He'll be ready. So this is Charlize Theron venture into action movies. We've seen Liam Neeson do it with Taken. We've seen Keanu Reeves do it with John Wick. We've seen Matt Damon do it with the Jason Bourne films. And we've seen Denzel Washington do it with The Equalizer. This is Charlize Theron's venture into it. What did you think?
It was incredible. I'm okay. So far, movie of the year.
Oh, shit. Bigger than Logan.
Bigger than Logan.
Wow.
Bigger than Logan.
Wow.
No, don't even bring up Logan.
That is a big call. That's like, I was never expecting this to come out of your mouth. Biggest movie of the year.
I love the man. Charlize, femme fatale, like, she is just insane.
I didn't feel it. For me, I wasn't a big fan of this movie. And on the car trip home, you were like, oh, I love this movie so much. And I was just kind of like, it just wasn't very good. And my main reasons is because, you know, we've seen Rey from Star Wars be such a strong heroine for these movies. We've seen Ripley from the 80s be this strong heroine. And they're strong. They've got, you know, big personalities, but they can be team leaders. They can take control of the scenes and they're big, strong personalities. But Charlize Theron was just getting a kid off. She was like a heroine for men. If that makes sense.
She was my heroine.
I feel like a lot of women are going to get upset by this movie. Within 5 minutes in the movie, Charlize Theron's naked, and then she gets naked. Like, I know this is just something that I picked up. She got naked like 5 times in this movie, and there's this love story for her, which is another female, but she just met this girl, and then, like, you know, there's nothing there. There's no substance. I felt like there was no character development.
There was attraction. There was passion.
You just loved Charlize Theron.
Sofia Boutella is a love interest in this movie. Their scenes together are electrifying. You believe it. It wasn't all sexualized, okay? You got to see the reason she was naked was she was covered in bruises. She's in an ice bath trying to recover. And then, of course, she's going to get a little bit naked when she's making love to sweet Boutella.
Okay, fair enough. But there's also scenes where she's standing in front of a mirror. There's also scenes where, you know, she's making sweet love to Sofia Boutella. But then there's also scenes that are just like walking around the apartment. There's also like a scene with her putting in a wire under a top. Like, it's just unnecessary. And then I feel like I'm getting very feminist about this, which is stupid because I don't normally do this. But it just felt too much sexualization of a character that should be strong and should be powerful for women, and I just felt like it wasn't the right place for this particular character.
I've got to pause you on this.
Okay.
I don't think it was sexualized at all. I think everything worked. She was real, femme fatale, man. She was explosive.
Okay.
She had that John Wick X, like, just everything rolled into one. She was a great standout. Truck the punch, man. Charlize.
Well, I thought this movie almost felt like a sequel in a way, because we're thrown right into the mix of this movie. Shit's already gone down. She's being interrogated by the CIA and the MI6, and we already have kind of meant to know who she is. But to be honest with you, and I guarantee you don't know, what is her name?
Her name's Lorraine.
Fuck! All right, I wasn't expecting that. I couldn't tell you what her name was.
I love you, Lorraine.
The only Lorraine I know is Marty McFly's mum, and that is a Lorraine I'll never forget.
Make it rain, Lorraine, make it rain.
But look, it's very much thrown straight into it. There's no real character development for her, I felt like it, towards the start of the movie. But as the movie progresses, you kind of get to know her a bit more. You get to know what she is, what she's doing. And there's a bit of twists and turns, and that's kind of fun and stuff. But for an action movie, it's lacking a lot of action in the first hour and 10 minutes of this movie,
really?
And then it really kicks into gear after that.
Oh man, I thought it was action packed. I thought it really got into it straight away, and I wasn't bored at all. I usually look at my watch. I usually, twiddle on my...
We know you and you're midway through movies. Give me everything!
But I was happy with everything with this movie. I think it was so good. It was so strong. Like, they have to make a sequel because I want to see it. I want to see more Charlize. Like we've seen Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
She tries to be that, that strong lead role, but she fell short, man.
Okay.
What was it, Ghost in the Shell?
I think she did well with her fighting and her action sequences, and she's a good actress. She does pull off what she's an Academy Award winning actress. No one's questioning how good of an actress she is.
And she looks good for her age, man.
Oh, she looks incredible.
Smoking.
No doubt. But I just felt that this movie was lacking character development. For an action movie, it was very actionless. Except for I'll completely agree. Once it got into 45 minutes, about an hour into the movie, to the third act of the film, that's where it kicked off for me. And I was like, I'm interested. I'm invested. I'm okay with this now. This is getting better and better.
Come on, man.
But then another thing that bothered about this movie was there was like 5 or 6 endings because of this music they keep using in it. It's set in the 80s, so obviously the movie is backed by an 80s soundtrack. But unfortunately, like movies like Baby Driver and movies that do it really well with the soundtrack, this movie felt forced, a bit more like Suicide Squad, where they had a budget, they could pay for music, and they just threw in what they could from the 80s. What are your thoughts on that? Assuming you're the exact opposite.
My thoughts. Amazing soundtrack. I loved it. 99 Luftballons. Come on. I want to pop all 99. I love the soundtrack, and the soundtrack really made the movie. It was so captivating. It like the fight scenes and the normal scenes and driving and everything like that. The soundtrack worked. I actually, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go home and go on Spotify. I'm going to try to find the soundtrack and I'm going to listen to the out of it because it's so good.
Okay.
But let's get to it. I want to get to what was your favorite part and what was mine, because I know my favorite part.
My favorite part was a very limited and very short sequence where Charlize Theron is taking the traitor guy in the car. I can't remember his name. Sorry, I'm bad with names of this movie apparently. But she takes him into the car and they're about to do a chase sequence. And right at that moment, a flock of seagulls, I Ran begins.
Oh, man. Yeah, I love that song.
It worked really well. The editing and stuff, it felt very Baby Driver. I know Baby Driver just came out, but it felt very similar to that. And I really liked that sequence. But it went for about 35 seconds and then that was it. There's a lot of cool moments in this movie, but overall, there was nothing that I will remember after 5 seconds, really. What is your best part?
Let's talk. Okay, we're going to talk about mine. The 11-minute fight sequence. That was incredible. They had spyglass. He's injured. He's got a bullet. Oh my God. Charlize kicked ass. 11 minutes. It was just kept going. The whole.
Was that one scene? One
that
take?
was one. That was one complete take, man. It was fucking excellent. So James McAvoy plays Percival, an agent, but you think he's good, but then you think he's bad, but then you think he's good again. He's a mixture of everything rolled into one. And that's sort of Charlize Theron's character's sidekick throughout the movie.
Yeah, and she's also kind of questioning the whole time.
Yeah.
She never really trusts anyone in this movie, especially not Percival. And that kind of beats along the whole movie. You kind of don't know who to trust, which is fun. It adds to the movie. I mean, even her love interest, Sophia Boutella, I kind of was waiting for a moment for her to turn. And I'm not saying she does or she doesn't, but I was always, the second she was introduced, I was like, who are you? What's going to happen with you? And it's the same with James McAvoy and even John Goodman. And everyone in this movie just felt like, I don't know who to trust. So, Atomic Blonde, is it any good? What do you think?
Hell yes, it is good.
I'm going to give it a no. It's kind of a bit of a meh. It's kind of a bit of, if you want to see an action movie and there's nothing else out for you, go check out Atomic Blonde. What's your thoughts?
It was a big fat yes for me. I reckon it's movie of the year. Don't even bring up Logan. Logan was a great movie, but I'm saying for a femme fatale movie, strong female role, I friggin' loved every minute of this. It's very John Wick-esque, but because the co-director of John Wick made this movie, so boom. Very smart guy.
Fair enough. Well, that's another review from us. My name's Ryan. This is Draz, and we are all part of So Is It Any Good? And until next time, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments what you thought of this movie or any other movie you've seen recently, and we'll probably hit you back. Peace out.